Hi everyone, it's Miss Pacha here, and I'm going to be explaining in this video what your upcoming project is. I thought a lot about what I wanted you to do for the last month of school, and I thought because we didn't get to go over the last 5 regions of the world that we were supposed to learn about this year, that you would be able to have the opportunity to explore one of them by doing a research project. So this project is really similar to the North America project, which is where you did a research project independently on the United States, Canada, and Mexico. And this project is similar to that. So I want you to follow along with this video as I read through the document with you and explain some really important things about the project. So please make sure that you watch the whole video. So as you can see on my screen, I have a Google Doc pulled up and you have access to this. It is called the Virtual Country Project. So the first thing you're going to do is watch this video, and you can see that that's in the directions at the top. So in 6th grade, social studies is all about learning about geography and world cultures. We learned about other countries this year because learning about other cultures helps us to understand differences. Learning about cultures helps us to understand that there are different ways of doing things and it is okay. Learning about countries helps us to see how people form culture because of the location of their country, so where you live impacts how you live. Learning about countries helps us to learn more about our own country. Learning about countries makes us more globally aware and knowledgeable. And learning about countries helps us appreciate the world because in the end, we are all human beings. We all love, laugh, cry, and bleed. And right now, it's really important to remember that we're all connected and to support one another. And I think by doing this project, we'll be able to expand our horizons more about the world around us right now. I'm going to continue reading. We spent time learning about North America, South America, Central America, and the Caribbean, Europe, Russia, and the Eurasian republics, and sub-Saharan Africa. Unfortunately, we did not get to learn about Southwest Asia and North Africa, South Asia, East Asia, Southeast Asia, Australia, the Pacific Realm, and Antarctica. So in order to learn about these places, this is in the blue, you are going to spend the rest of the year making a virtual project about one of the countries in these regions. So, as you can see, here's the list. These are the regions in the top of the list that we did not get to learn about. And all the countries in those regions are listed below. So you are going to pick one of those regions to do a project on. So for example, let's just say you really want to know more about East Asia and you're really interested in anime. You might decide, oh, I think I'm going to do Japan because I heard that anime is really popular in Japan. Or, oh, I heard about this really cool animal from Australia. I'm going to research more about Australia. So you're going to pick one country from this list. So once you pick your country, you will make a Google slide explaining the following things about that country. So if I decided to do my research project on Japan, I'm going to explain the physical geography, the history, the population, the culture, the government, and economics, all of Japan. Then I would explain if someone was to visit this country, where would they go? What are the major tourist attractions? So to do this, you are going to use the Google Slide template that I posted in Schoology, and I will show you the template in a minute. In the template, there are boxes for you to fill in the information, and I tell you on each box what information has to go there. And instead of putting anything in a graphic organizer like we've done for our other projects in social studies, you are going to put all of the information right into your Google slide. And most importantly, I do not want you to Google the answers. I'm going to show you the resources that you can use in a moment. So the general criteria. A well-made and well-organized slideshow requires the following elements. A main title at the top. You need to make proper spelling, grammar, and punctuation. And you are going to have, sorry, I forgot to change this. You are going to have 12 slides. And each section is going to have more than one slide, most likely. Visuals. You have to make sure that you have that balance of text and visuals because a presentation is about seeing images and absorbing information visually. So you don't just want these big walls of text. So you are going to have one photo or video per slide and then your text next to it to balance it out. And you'll see that in the sample and the Google slide template. So this is our timeline. You are going to start this today, Wednesday, May 6th. And then you are going to work on your research, completing these slide numbers through May 20th, which is a Wednesday. So on Wednesday, May 6th, you are going to complete slides 1 to 6. On May 11th, you're going to complete slides 7 to 11. On Wednesday, May 13th, you are going to complete slides 12 to 15. On the 18th of May, you are going to complete slides 16 to 18. And on Wednesday, May 20th, you are going to research and complete slides 19 to 22. Also on this Wednesday, I want you to start adding in pictures, videos, and a lot of you like to add effects or change the colors and the background colors and the type of font style. You're going to start doing this once you get all of your information in, and you will do that starting on Wednesday, May 20th. On May 25th, we don't have school because it's Memorial Day. And on Wednesday, May 27th, you're going to wrap up any last parts of your project, finalize the pictures and videos effects you're putting in, and check your spelling, grammar, and sentence structure. The project will be due Friday, May 29th, and it has to be submitted by 3 p.m., just like we've been doing throughout this whole entire online school. So after that, we're going to be looking at each other's slideshows, but this is just to get the Google Slides complete. So I want to show you the research resources. So you have access to this document and you have your own copy. And you're going to see how I broke this down. So these resources on the first page in this box are resources that you can use for every single country. So for example, this is a really awesome resource. It's from the CIA and it's the World Factbook. And it has one-page sheets that have a lot of the information that you're looking for. So if you click on the link and see how like this little box comes up, you click on that and you will see all the countries listed. So remember, pretend that I'm doing my project on Japan. I'm going to click J and I'll see Japan comes up. So this will give you a background of all this different information about Japan. A lot of this has to do with government, economics, and geography. So you're not really going to get any information about culture from this resource. Another resource to use that has a lot about culture is the Kids National Geographic resource. So again, if you click on the link, you'll see the box comes up and it will take you to Kids National Geographic. So let's say I'm doing my project on Japan. I'm going to find the section about Japan. All right, so I'm going to click this. And once it loads, there's lots of information. So you have to scroll down and you will see fast facts. It will give you information that you can fill right into your Google Slides. And then there's sections on geography, the people and the culture, the nature, government and economics, the history of Japan. And also at the top, you can see a slideshow. And if you go through that, you can use some of these photos in your slideshow. So take them from here as well. The next resource that I'm going to go over is called everyculture.com. And this really explains the culture in lots of detail about the country that you're going to research. So if you again click the link, click the box, comes up and it's alphabetical order. So if your country starts with an A, it's going to be in this section. So again, I am doing Japan, for example. So I'm going to click where it says JA to MA. And I can see right here, the second option is Culture of Japan. Oops. So I'm going to click that link. And it's going to take me to the page describing Japanese culture. So it also gives some background about geography. It gives background about language, which is linguistic affiliation. Demography is about the people and population. Symbolism, there's going to be information here about the flag, so you can get information about the flag from that section. There's a section about history. And this is really long, so take time to pick out what you think are the most important historical events of your country. Architecture, which you're going to describe the type of buildings that people live in, and then food and economy, and then politics. So you can get a lot of information from this page. It also describes religion and celebrations, the arts, and you're going to be explaining all of those things in your project. The next resource is factmonster.com. This is really similar to the CIA World Factbook resource, and it has a profile on each country. So if I go down to find Japan, I can see a picture of the flag, a picture of the map, who the current ruler is, who the prime minister is, and read the information about the economics, the government, transportation. One of those questions I'm asking you is about transportation. FactMonster is the resource to get that from. So you can go there. And then another one, if you are doing any place in Europe, there's this link about castles of the world. I thought I would include that just in case you would like to know more. So then if you scroll down, the second page of this research resources is the textbook page numbers. So I broke it down by the region, the countries that are in the region, and then what pages it's on. So you're going to have to do some digging in the textbook in order to figure out information about your country of your choice. So I want to walk through and show you how to do that. So I'm going to go to the online textbook. I'm going to log in. And then I'm going to click my textbook, and I'm going to click the textbook. So you can see, if you go back to the research resources page, that East Asia, which has Japan, starts on page 526. So I'm going to type in this top part, page 526, and hit enter. And it will take me to the first page of the physical geography describing East Asia. So I can look at the maps and see from the chart that there's a lot of Japan is at sea level, but also some of it has mountains. There's a mountainous area. And then if I keep going, I can look at a lot of information. So here there's a whole section on Japan and the island arc of it. So explaining how it being an island impacts how people live. If you're doing Korea, there's a section here. So pretty much a lot of the countries have sections. You just have to scroll through the textbook and take time to find the information. So as I keep going, this will explain a lot about China. There's a section on trade. This is also about China. So the Japanese samurai. So this is a part of Japanese culture. So I might take this information about samurai culture and put that in my presentation. I also might take information about when Japan industrializes. That would impact the economy and also the history. So you're going to just go through the textbook and find information in the headings about your country. So it's going to take some time. I want to reiterate that, which means repeat that, because it's not going to be super easy just to find information like boop, a Google search where it just pops up. You have to take the time. And that's why I'm giving you lots and lots of days to do this, because I want you to find something that you're interested in researching and passionate about, and also you find engaging and fun. But it's going to take some time. So if you go through the textbook, you also can find information. If you're really struggling and cannot find information about your country, you might want to choose another one. So I want to go back to the research resources list. The chart of the countries. The countries that are heavily covered in the textbook are Israel, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, the United Arab Emirates, Egypt, Sudan, Pakistan, Afghanistan, India, China, Korea, South Korea in particular, Japan, in Southeast Asia, the Philippines, Singapore, Vietnam, Australia, New Zealand, These are the countries that are heavily talked about in the book. So if you're looking for something that might be easier to find information from the textbook, use this. You pick one of these countries, excuse me. So last, I want to show you the Google template. So in the template, you are going to have your own version of this, and you can change the background, you can change the font, you can change the format, you can change the font type, color, but I wanted to tell you what I wanted on each page so it's easy for you to find that information and stay organized. So on the first page of the Google slide, you're going to have your country's name and a map of your country. And then you can delete this square by clicking on it and pressing delete. You can click this text box by doing the same thing. So that is going to be where you put your map, and then you're going to put your name. So I'm going to walk through some of the slides. The physical geography has 2 slides, so you can see what I want you to explain on each slide. And then next to it, you're going to insert your picture here and then have your information. And I want your information to be short and to the point. You don't need lots and lots of text. It doesn't need to be a paragraph. Environmental concerns, the population of your country. Now you can say I put like the people of ... I want you to write your country name here. So the people of Japan. And you're going to tell me on this slide the official language and then the different groups of people that live in Japan. So you can backspace the ... to fill in your country name. You're going to research and write about the transportation in that country, animals, the flag, the history of, so when the country was founded and any major historical events, the national anthem. So here, if you have find out any information about the national anthem, you can put it in this text box. And then here you can put a video of someone singing it, for example. So you can also incorporate videos as well. If you find a video about the animals of India, and it's on YouTube, feel free to put that into your Google slide. I want you to get as creative as possible with this. For food, you're going to have a slide explaining traditional foods of the country, whether it's like individual food items like a crop or a dish. Like, for example, ramen is a really important and famous dish from Japan, but also seaweed is used a lot in Japanese cooking. So those are two things that I could put down for food and then put a photo. Or maybe I find a video on YouTube of someone going to Japanese food markets. I might throw that video in here instead of a photo. So it's up to you about what you want to put for the photo or video side. You're going to explain the art of the country, the music, the traditional clothing or fashion, holidays, religions that are practiced, the architecture. So this means like, what do the buildings look like? Is there a certain style? The government, what type of government it is, what type of leader, and who the current leader is, the economics, so the type of money they have, the currency, and what are their main products that they make. So, for example, the United States for a long time was known as an automotive country. So there's a lot of cars that were produced in the United States. What is the main product, that thing that that country produces? Then you're going to talk about the tourism. So if someone were to visit this country, where would they go? What would they see? And then what are the major tourist attractions? And then on your last slide, you are going to explain what impacted you the most learning about this country, and why did you choose this country? And that is the basis of your project. Now, to go back to the calendar, this is the last thing I'm going to explain. Oops. On the Mondays and Wednesdays that you're working on this project, I am going to require that you fill out a Google form telling me what you worked on, how you're doing, and if you have any questions. So you're going to fill out a Google form in order to get credit for this project. And that will be your grade for your daily lessons. If you fill out that Google form, you'll get a 10 out of 10. So please email me with any questions. You know that my email is mpacha@upperdarbysd.org. And if you have any other questions that you can't email me about, message me over Schoology, comment on this post. And I'm really looking forward to seeing your projects. I really hope that you enjoy doing this and just can take the time to put your energy into something that you're interested in. I know a lot of you haven't left the house, haven't been able to see your friends and do things that you normally would want to do that are fun. And so I'm hoping that even though research may be tedious, that you can research something that you find really interesting and exciting. So I'm so looking forward to seeing all your projects. I can't wait. And you know that I love doing projects, so I'm really excited. And I'm hoping that we'll, at the end, be able to have a day where we can share and look at each other's projects together. So I hope you're all safe and healthy. And again, if you have any questions, email me. And I'm looking forward to seeing your projects. Bye.